I noticed that there is essentially one thing hindering you to manifest your goals. Okay, so there's one component that most people fall for, and then they delay their manifestations. They struggle to really like shift in the state of the wish fulfilled. So what is this one thing? Before I'm going to, reveal what this one thing in my eyes is, and you will probably agree with me that this is actually a problem that people do perceive, I want to touch base on one thing, because, usually you see videos in the manifesting space, such as how you manifest within 3 days, right? How you manifest within 5 days. Neville's 3 days manifestation technique. Manifest anything in exactly 3 days. And the problem here is that then people oftentimes create unwittingly, subconsciously, this pressure of, oh my God, like, okay, 1 day has gone by, I see no movement. 2 days have gone by, I see no movement. Oh my God, there's only 1 day left, but I heard that I can manifest anything within 3 days. So maybe you can already sense in which direction this goes and what this one thing hindering you to manifest your goals is. But what those videos for me are the sirens, right? So I'm sorry to break this for you right now. I'm sorry to be the bad guy here that, warns of that, but it's the truth, right? If you fall for these videos, how to manifest anything within that and that time, and, oh, I manifested this within 7 days, then in my opinion, you got lured in by the sirens, right? You got lured in by, the sirens that try to tell you, oh, like, this is how you manifest anything in 3 days. And it's all about, really focusing on, the time. And here we have the key point, right? The illusion is that there is time to begin with. The problem is time. The problem is people wanting to manifest something, within a specific time frame, within 3 days, within 6 days. But it doesn't matter. And I will explain to you why. And I will also explain to you why you should not focus on this, and why it's irrelevant when you really apply the law the right way. When you really apply manifestation the right way, then time is irrelevant. And it's ironic that once we no longer look for the time and trying to make it happen and looking for, oh, when will it happen, when the desire really is fulfilled for us, in us, then the manifestation follows like a thief in the night without us noticing. I mean, obviously we will notice then, but there is no pressure, no lack, no perceived lack. And that's the one thing. So the one thing is the illusion that there is time to begin with, and people trying to make things happen within a certain time frame. So it is correct, right? In the 3D world, with our mind, yes, we do perceive time, and we do perceive distance and space, right? Time and space. That is what we're bound to in this world. And that's very obvious, and that's totally fine. That's normal. That's okay. There's no problem with that. There's only problem when you forget yourself in that and you say, oh, I want to have this by tomorrow. I want to have this within 3 days. And by the way, don't get me wrong, manifestations can happen and do happen. Also, I know many examples in my own life where things happened after minutes, where things happened after hours, where things happened after days. So yes, that's totally possible that you can manifest within a short amount of time. I'm not saying that everything will take very long, no. But if you focus on needing it within a certain amount of time, then that can be problematic, because then you're projecting to the mirror of life that you don't have it yet, right? I want to make this happen in 2 days. I want to make this happen in 4 days. So where do you stand within? You stand within it. I'm not having it yet. I am not it yet. But your life can only reflect what already is. So to come back to this point, right? In the 3D, we perceive time, and it's, obviously we say this happens in 2 hours. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. I'm doing this, and that's fine. That's normal. That's good. Of course, we need it in this world. But consciousness, imagination does not know time. It's always happening right now. If you close your eyes and hear something, imagine something, experience something, it's always happening right now. Right? Imagination is always taking place right now. So if you go within and you say, okay, in 2 days, I want to have this. In 2 days, in 3 days, I want to have this. In 6 days, I want to have this. Then where do you stand within right now? What do you bring in your imagination, in your inner realm? You bring in the sense of time. You bring in the sense of, oh, this needs to happen. It hasn't happened yet, right? I want this to happen in the future within X days, but it hasn't happened yet. And then the mirror will delay it even more. That's the problem, right? That is hindering people to manifest their goals when they bring the time constant into the mix, instead of experiencing the wish fulfilled and letting consciousness work out the ways. And it usually does it very fluidly, without any without any blockages, but only when you create the blockages within yourself, then you will see more delay and problems, and you will nitpick the whole thing. So in our imagination, everything is here and now, like I just explained. Our world reflects back what we are now within, aka the wish fulfilled. I want to give you an example. One member of my program, he had a project and he wanted that project to be finished by time X. And so he asked me, hey, like I need to manifest on a time crunch, right? Which is what you hear in the manifesting space, manifest on a time crunch. Sirens, right? Why focusing on manifesting on a time crunch? Why not bringing the fulfilled desire now in the here now, so that there is no longer even a perceived time crunch? There is no longer even a perceived lack, because the desire is now fulfilled for you. That's what I want to get you to, right? And that's what I also said to this member of my program. I said, okay, listen, instead of focusing on getting this project done by this time, ask yourself, if it would be already done right now, how would you feel? What would you do? What would you experience? To come up with a scene, what would it feel like? And he did it, and he told me that the project was done in perfect time, no problems, nothing changed. And he took away this concept of time. It needs to happen within that time. Yes, of course, we still want it to happen in that time, and it can still obviously happen in that time, but when you in the here now experience the wish fulfilled, then you will no longer even worry about, when does it happen, and hopefully it does happen within those 3 days. 3 days as a metaphor for however long time frame you say it needs to take. Right? Take that out. If you're right now experiencing the wish fulfilled, then it needs no time at all. Right? That's why I say the problem is the illusion is that there is time to begin with, that people project time into the manifestation. It needs time. It should need only 3 days. No, right now experience your wish being fulfilled, and you will see you will not have this notion of, there is still a time left for this to be achieved. It is already achieved within you. So if you bring time into your inner world, you will manifest more waiting. Right? Like I explained in the beginning. If you, in your imagination, imagine it should happen in 3 days, it should happen in 6 days, it should happen in 2 weeks, then what do you imagine? You imagine that it hasn't happened yet. Your world can only show you what already has happened. Your world can only show you the wish fulfilled. Right? That's why we first encounter the wish fulfilled in us, and then the world reflects it. But if you internally project a time, and you create a distance within yourself that it's not there yet, you will wait for a very long time, and you will delay the manifestations, and they will be hindered. So take time out of the mix and only focus on experiencing the wish being fulfilled in yourself now, in the here now. Make then, now, and there here, so that there is no longer like this perceived time that it needs to take until my wish is fulfilled. No, your wish is now fulfilled. Your wish is now fulfilled. Your wish is now fulfilled. That's what we experience within, and then the world can, in a fluid way, express that. So don't get lured in by the sirens. Again, I talk more about this, like what not to fall for and what you should focus on, in my free masterclass. That's the first link in the video description. And if you want to take the Neville Goddard teachings, if you want to take these principles, everything I share on my channel, if you say, hey, I like what this dude is talking about, I like this style, I like the philosophy behind it, if you want to adopt that, apply that, have me as a mentor, friend, coach, accountability partner, have a community, have one-on-one sessions, have weekly calls, have a structured system, right? An online academy, worksheets, application, to really have a system for that and not just float around and listen to some nice videos, then apply for the program. See if you're a good fit, right? We are very selective about who we work with, but if you show some commitment, then you will probably be accepted in our program. And I look forward to hear from you. Let me know in the comments if you like that, if that made sense, and I speak to you in the next one. Bye, guys.